Ooh. I got in here late and I didn't get to see these. And there's a lot of nice ones. I only need one for breakfast though. Getting it through this welded wire is tough. There's 2 way down in there, 3 of them way down in there. 4, 5. There's 5 of them that are ready to pick right now. Well, I have to make some breakfast. No ducks to flush today. Oh, there he is. There's one right there. They're in here by the wild rice. I think the odds are
those
a
are
muskrat.
some really big healthy stalks there.
And then the next would be a deer.
They got ate up by something.
I don't think a duck can do that. There's more right there. Those are big, healthy stalks. And they're really stiff at the bottom. Cut pretty clean. I don't know if a deer would be able to make that kind of a clear cut right like that. Let's see if there's any other muskrat signs. See, there's like a little lane there in the weeds. That's a muskrat. Yeah. The weeds are a little bit clearer right there, making a lane. There's no water flow in here. The water flow wouldn't do that. It's coming around here and then it's going around that side. See the little lane there? So chances are high it's the muskrat. I could imagine people a couple thousand years ago, the little boys would have a game. Let's catch a muskrat. They'd be camped out by the wild rice fields, and little boys would catch those muskrats, and they would eat them. The family would eat them. And the little boys would feel so proud of themselves, contributing to the family food. I like those red sheaths on this one. Definitely got lots of rice in these. I don't know if I want to bundle them or not. I gotta think about it. I'm gonna wait 1 more week. See what happens. I bundled enough of them to know how it works. That one right there's got 40 stalks in it. This one's got side shoots. So I'm able to get close to some of these stalks and get my hand close. See if I can get in there and get my hand around them so you can see how thick they are. Ooh, my boots are just big enough. You can see how thick these stalks are. So it's got to be a significant animal to break those apart, I think. And our rice is still blossoming, and the pollinators are still in here feasting on pollen. You can see them flying around here. Ooh, keep scaring them off. If I keep my hand there, it'll stay focused. They hold it here long enough for one to come up. Lots of tiny little creatures that benefit from wild rice without killing it. I'm not going to get one. I'm not going to hold it any longer. I got him. Look at the magnificent amount of rice on this one single wild rice stalk. And this thing is still blossoming. There's another one too. Huge, huge. And here's one with a whole side shoots. Just lots and lots of stuff. I think, where some of this information comes out that thinks the area has to have a flow of water is because it carries nutrients here. And that's people thinking you got to have wild rice every single year. Well, maybe you don't have to have wild rice every single year. Maybe the rice can lay dormant for a while and then spring up when conditions are right. That's what I think. But who knows? Lots of people disagree. They disagree just because they want to disagree. Well, this is a nice aronia. Definitely the best on the property. And I planted a lot. And these are beastie berries. Just look at how big those are. They're not ripe yet. Get a close up of these things here. My lens is all fished out. But I had to make a teepee around it and tie them up. They were bending in the ground and deer eating all the leaves. That's a good problem to have, huh? Nice. Patient frogs. Waiting for something to eat. Maybe for a female to come along. I discovered that they got like territories. See that one there behind the grass? One has laid claim to the medal. There's a bug right next to it, waiting for eggs. Mosquitoes. It's all one little pond here. This is a little batch that I cut 2 weeks ago. We definitely have green growth sticking out. The deer don't really like eating this yet, but once the leaves begin to fall off the trees, they come in here and eat on this stuff. They probably are eating on it now. I should probably put a camera on it. Find out. So I'm going to cut the rest of this today. I got some gas. Go over here and look at one that was cut 3 weeks ago. Bird's foot is rejuvenating very well. Canary grass is pretty green. Yeah, that's a brand new one. Most canary grass is dying this time of the year. Dying back because I cut it. It's rejuvenating. I might come in here and cut again, get it so that it's starting over its growth. First cut was just to clear everything out. Second cut is to get her down. Restart it. Yeah, we'll try that. That's a good experiment. And here we had less canary grass and more goldenrod. And that's the stuff the deer really like. It's coming back nice. Last year, the goldenrod was ate right to the ground. Late October into November. And we got some little trees regrowing. There'll be buds for them to eat in December. They'll want to be hanging around here. This is an apple tree I planted, but it's getting ate by bugs. That's alright. It's still alive. They're eating the heck out of this elderberry. I guess they kind of still are. That was something new for me. Deer eats elderberry. Yeah, this cutting it was a good idea. The reason why I decided to try that is because I was cutting Phragmites. I read some DNR reports where cutting Phragmites at the end of July, early August is the best time to cut it because they put all their energy into the stalk and now you're cutting it off. So it slows it down. And then I had the idea to come and cut this because I wanted to rejuvenate it into some type of a perennial or annual rye field. Rye and clovers I wanted to plant in here. And I had plans to put cardboard over the whole thing and some compost and then plant a field. And that's when I cut it. And I did plant some turnips in it last year just to see if they would grow. And never got around to doing the cardboarding. It's going to be a big job. And was totally surprised that the deer started eating the canary grass and the goldenrod in late October, early November, into November, through November. I'll see if I can find some of that video. I've got so many hard drives now, I don't know where I put anything anymore. But we can follow it this year too. I came out here only when it was raining so my scent would get washed away. And took some short clips as we went along. So this is what I'm going to cut today. I'm going to finish that one up. And then I'll come and do a recut on part of this over there where the canary grass was mostly. Now these little depressions, they're acting like vernal pools. They dry up. And one reason why I want some vernal pools is because salamanders lay eggs in vernal pools and reproduce. Because those pools, those ponds that have water all the time, well then all these little minnows come in and eat their eggs. Really nice chicory growing here. This is some commercial grade that I bought and planted in here. I caged it up so the deer wouldn't eat it, but you can see the deer is potated on it here. This one here might have seed in it. Is that how the seed grows? Sure enough, there's little seeds in there. Probably pulled it off of there too early because they're not hard. Okay, well, we'll wait next time. I got a few plants in here with stinging nettle. This is one of my stinging nettle patches, and I'm using the cord to tie up the rice, wild rice with. I got some echinacea growing in here. I planted some skirret and drew some artichokes in here, and I don't see much of that growing. That sea berry I tied up here last week is still alive, looks like. Sea berries are ripening. I've got different sea berries here that ripen at different times. This one is the first one. I picked these when I start picking blackberries, which is pretty close to now. That's what I should do. When I see these are all yellow, ready to be picked, is when I go picking blackberries. Pretty close. Perfection. Okay, got something to show here this time. Even though this is wrapped, the seed is gone out of here. So something, probably a bird. I didn't wrap that tight. These ones that aren't tight are going to be subject to predation. And look at, oh, I had one single one wrapped in here, and they're all totally gone. Look at that. Very interesting. So that means I have to wrap everything tighter. Look at it, it broke right here. You can see they're picking in there too. Yeah? The seed is gone out of there. Oh. Well. This one here hasn't been picked at yet. Well, we're just going to keep doing this experiment, find out what happens. I'm not going to change now. You can see there's seed being made in here. It's hard. So maybe I was right in the beginning to wrap it all up. Really good. Here's that one with the 40. I gotta go on the other side to get a close look. I just flushed 2 ducks out of it too as I walked up. I gotta turn my camera on every time I come into my little rice place because I see something every so often. got a deer, I got a fawn. This is a popular place. So I'm not going to tie up any of these because I want to reseed this area. I threw a couple seeds in this subsoil clay vernal pool, a couple of wild rice seeds, and look it, it's gonna make a seed. There's another little one there. There's another one right there. 4. There's a couple way over there. Have to walk over there too. 5, 6. Maybe even this is. You see, I'm not sinking it all in my boot. This is hard pan. Sure, there's another one. A little bitty seed right here. That's pretty excited. Clay subsoil hard pan. I don't know if you can get it much harder than that. There's frogs in here, as there should be. Look at it. It's a pretty good one right there. This one's even better. This is probably the best one of the lot. Probably 4 foot tall. Clay subsoil. Tough stuff, that wild rice is. Just that everything wants to eat it. This is what I call my rice pits. I dug down into the clay soil. I added muck and compost into it. Compost on the right side. Just muck on the left side. And I wanted to note that I tied up 18 bundles of rice. I got to start on the next pit the last time, and then it really had a lot of rain. And I stopped, and there's too much water here. But there's weeds growing in there. It's going to add to the fertility when I get to it. This whole thing is a flat, and I must mention that the water is a lot warmer on this flat than it is in the ditch. So right here, if I take a pickaxe, I think I can make a trench through here and drain that water off. And I can get working on it. If I want water in there, I'll put in a swivel pipe. What you do is you put an elbow at the water end here, and you can put a little segment of pipe in that elbow and just block the water from getting in the pipe. And if you need to, you can swivel the pipe down, let it drain, or pull the elbow right off. So that's what I should have did the first time, but I wasn't thinking very well. In the beginning, when you learn this permaculture design, there's just a lot to think about, and you're going to miss things. But this is the way it presses it into my mind. If I ever do something like this again, I'll get it right the first time. I don't want to make the same mistake twice.